Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, you can hear me. Great. Fantastic. I just had to double check the audio. Welcome back. Welcome back. It feels crazy to finally be able to say that. It's been, I think, 4 months. I think 4 months since I streamed last time. I think it was I just checked. It was October 31st was my last stream. It was my sort of like goodbye stream, my goodbye art stream. And I thought then that I would have a hiatus of about like a few months maybe. I thought I would be able to maybe get back before Christmas. And then I thought, okay, maybe not before Christmas, but maybe right after Christmas. And then that turned into late January, and that turned into middle of February, and now we're here in very late February. I'm back, finally! And it was worth it. The hiatus was worth it, because look what we got here. In the bottom left corner. This is what I've been working on. My new form that I can now reveal to all of you. Welcome to the chat, Raptor. It's so good to see you again. I wasn't sure whether you'd make it, because I know you don't use Twitter, so you didn't see all the announcements and everything. But it's so good to see that you managed to make it. Okay. So, I'm not going to drag this out for much longer. I've been working on this model for something like 4 months, so I think it's time to finally reveal it. And I just want to say, before I finally show you what I look like, I'm aware that this looks a little scuffed in some ways. I am very happy and proud over how this model turned out, but I also am aware that it's flawed in some ways. So, I just want you to know that I know that, to put it that way. Okay, so here we go. It's finally time. Wait, sorry, OBS is making this difficult. Okay, hold up. There we go. Here we go, finally. Ba-ba! Hello, everyone. Let me just make the final adjustments. There we go. I am in position to continue the stream. Oh, yeah, so this is what I look like. This is the model. Like I said, not perfect, not flawless, but I am enjoying it quite a bit. I do like what it looks like. Yeah. So this is me. And this is the model I'm going to be using for streams from now on. For the foreseeable future. So I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Or at least almost as much. So, this stream, I was planning for it to become sort of like a reintroduction stream. I know some people probably already know me, but because I've been streaming I was streaming for, what was it, like 9 months or so? 10 months before I went on hiatus, so I'm not new to streaming, but I figured I would use this stream as a way to reintroduce myself for those of you who don't know who I am. So I have prepared a little bit of an introduction, both for me as a person, what the stream is about, and also a little bit about some of the new things we have on the stream, because this is also my first stream as a Twitch affiliate, so we have some fancy new emotes and shit, so I really want to show you that. Okay, let's get started. Let me just grab the right window. OBS loves to make this difficult. Hold up. That's the one, right? I got the right one. Cool. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this is a bit of an introduction. So who am I? Well, my name is Razer. I am a wolf streamer from Sweden. The fact that I was a wolf, maybe not so hard to see. This stream is about mainly video games, but also sometimes art. And I've done only one art stream so far, and I'm planning to do more very, very soon. So if you enjoy that, then you should be on the lookout for that. I'm still kind of a novice when it comes to art. I am kind of still learning, but I am absolutely... I am getting better at it, I think. I'd like to think that, at least. So I hope you will enjoy watching my progress. Okay, let's continue. I did write a few words on my sad backstory. I grew up in the harsh wilderness of northern Sweden, where every day was a struggle for survival. And that sucked. So now I live in a house and play games online instead. And given some online games, I gotta be honest with you, that is still kind of a struggle for survival. I would be lying if I said otherwise. Alright, let's move on. Just so you can sort of get a sense for what this channel is about, I've listed some games I like. Some of these I have streamed, and some of them I've not. But I do think it's worth talking about a little bit, just so you get a sense for what my taste in games is like. Okay, so the game I've probably spent the most time streaming is StarCraft 2. It's one of my sort of top favorite games of all time. And I also like some other competitive online games. I have streamed a little bit of Apex Legends. I've also been playing a lot of Age of Empires 4 lately. So I am planning on streaming that also in just a little bit. Well, not in a little bit, not today, but like very shortly. And I do like strategy games in general. Both real-time strategy games like StarCraft and Age of Empires, but also games like Shogun 2, Total War, Stellaris, and things like that. Grander strategy types of like larger scale strategy, 4X games and the like. I also really like sort of atmospheric games with sometimes with a horror vibe, like Alien Isolation and Amnesia. Amnesia Rebirth is one of the... Let me think. Yeah, it was one of the first games I streamed on the channel, actually. I have some not so fond memories from that game. I also like sort of like slower first-person shooters that focus a lot on atmosphere, like Black Mesa and Fear. Soma is another game, sort of a horror game that I really like. Hades is like an action game that I played. Well, what would I call it? Like, I guess just calling it roguelike is the best way to put it. This game I was streaming for a while and still enjoyed playing from time to time. So this is just like a list. This is not in any way a comprehensive list. I do have a different list later down the line of prepared in this intro, where I talk about like what games I'm planning to stream, just so you get a better sense of that. But I thought it'd be good to mention this just to give you sort of a feeling for what kind of games I like in general. Besides video games, I also, like I said, I like art, I like photography, I like nature, even though I no longer reside in nature. I still like taking long walks and hike in nature and so on. I also like reindeer stew, so if you know of any reindeer-themed VTubers, you can just like, you know, let me know. Would be good to know, just for future reference. Okay, I also did create an art hashtag. I'm not expecting like a flood of fan art or anything like that, but if anyone wants to draw fan art, the hashtag for that is RazorWireArt. I was gonna go with just Razer art, but it ended up being already taken by, I think it's like a Genshin Impact character or something like that. I wasn't able to figure it out, but it was already taken. So let's go with RazorWireArt for now. So let's see, I think that's it for the basic presentation. I should talk a bit more about like channel specific stuff, like the emotes. Let's get going with that. There we go. Let me see. There we go. Okay, so given that this is now an affiliate channel, I do have access to some emotes. If it was up to me, I would have wanted to make all of these emotes follower emotes. But unfortunately, I don't have. It's really annoying, but I don't actually have the possibility of uploading follower emotes yet. It kind of sucks. But all of these emotes are tier 1 subscription emotes, and I am planning to work on tier 2 and tier 3 emotes in the future. Right now I don't have any, so don't get tier 2 or tier 3 subscriptions. Is my advice. Okay, the prefix for the emotes is Racer10, and that sucks, but there's nothing I can do to change that yet. I will be able to change it in the future. Right now it still is Racer10. It was automatically selected by Twitch, so I don't I don't have a choice in the matter. Sorry. Okay, so these are the emotes that are available currently. There is this little paw print with GG on it. There's this really cool looking one with me in sunglasses. There's this one for when I get scared. You can spam this in the chat when I scream at a horror game or something. You can spam this one when I lose in StarCraft and start raging. And this is just, I don't know, for pointing stuff out, I guess. I initially wanted to just make a thumbs up emote, but then I just figured that this might actually look better to do it sort of like a pointing emote. These two, Shades and Scream, were drawn by the amazing Rory, who is another streamer and I guess you can say wolf colleague of mine. She did a great job with these. I'm really happy with them. The other ones were made by me, and you can you can see the difference in art style, but I think all of them came out looking okay. Especially these two look fantastic. We also have one animated emote, which is this one. And it's the same one as this, but it's moving. I do have plans for more emotes in the future. These are the ones we have for now. I'm quite happy with them, but I am planning to expand the roster further down the line. Alright. I'm just giving credit here. Shades and Scream created by Rory, at RoryVT on Twitter. So go check her out. She does great art. If you need to commission stuff, if you need to commission emotes or animated emotes or anything like that. The animation here was not made by her. I did that like automatically in Twitch, so she can do more advanced emotes than this one as well. And she also streams, so go check her out, absolutely. All of the other emotes, like I said, created by yours truly. Okay, so let me see what's next. Yeah, I figured we could talk a little bit about the stream schedule going forward, just so you will get a sense of what's going on in the future with the stream. OBS really loves making this difficult. I think I got it now. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm planning to display the schedule usually Monday through Sunday, but since it's Saturday and I want to stream tomorrow as well, I have the Sunday stream as the first entry here. Okay, so tomorrow I thought we'd start off with something familiar and something that a lot of people are interested in watching, so I'm gonna go with an Apex Legends stream tomorrow. And on Monday, I'm gonna try something that is a little more niche and go for an Age of Empires stream, Age of Empires 4. I've been playing this game and enjoying it a lot. I don't know really like how it will be for a stream experience, so I might just like, we'll see. If people like it, they like it, and we can keep doing it. But if people don't like it, you know, it was worth trying. I enjoy the game, and I like streaming things that I enjoy for obvious reasons. On Wednesday, I'm doing something even weirder. I'm going to play the demo for the System Shock remake. System Shock is an old game from the 90s. It's very much a pioneering game in sort of the immersive sim design philosophy. That was the most pretentious sentence I've ever said. The immersive sim design philosophy. No, it's a kind of a groundbreaking game back then, and it's getting a remake. and the demo for the remake is out, and it contains only one level that takes like an hour to play through. But it has like, I don't know how to describe it. It has like the most peculiar atmosphere. It has a really, really strange atmosphere. So I'm planning to play that game and do an ASMR stream of it. It's going to be super weird. Like, it's gonna be so strange, but I think I think it'll be a lot of fun as well. So I hope to see you there. On Friday, this is what I'm most excited for. I'm gonna continue my Dishonored challenge run. Before my hiatus, I did a challenge run of Dishonored 1 and its DLC campaign, and now I'm doing one for Dishonored 2. And it I think it's gonna be fantastic. It's what I'm really looking forward to. For those of you who weren't here, the challenge runs are when I give myself a limited number of lives. So I only have like 5 or 6 lives or something like that to complete the entire game. And then I also don't allow myself to quick save or quick load. So that's kind of terrifying, but also a lot of fun. I had a great lot of fun with Dishonored 1 doing this. So I really hope to see you there for Dishonored 2 when I get started. Let's see what else we got. I do have some suggestions for games to play in the future. So let me see here. These are some games I'm planning to stream, and also some other things, not just games, but some things I'm planning to stream in the future. Journey is sort of, I don't know, it's kind of a short like game where you're in a desert. I don't know much about it, but I've heard a lot about it being really good and like one of those quintessential game experiences that everyone should have. So looking forward to checking that out. I don't really know what it's about. I just know that you have like a long robe and you go in the desert, and that's it. That's all I know about it. Then I am actually planning to get back into StarCraft 2. I took a break from that game even before I stopped streaming for various reasons, but I am looking to get back into it at some point. It is a great fun game to play. It's great stream content, I think, and I hope you will enjoy that as much as I enjoy it. Elden Ring just came out. Everyone is playing it. Everyone is playing it. It's crazy. And I might be a little late to the party here because I need to get myself a new GPU before I'm able to play Elden Ring. My computer is not up for the challenge right now, unfortunately. It sucks, but sad but true. Hopefully I will be able to get hold of a new GPU shortly. I can do streams of more advanced, but you get it, newer games. And I'm also hoping that my Apex Legends streams will be better, because they had like a certain there was a certain amount of technical difficulties in those streams back before I went on hiatus. I might get into Dark Souls 3. This is something that I know Raptor has recommended me several times. So it could be an option if I don't get Elden Ring to work because my computer isn't good enough. I could maybe do Dark Souls 3 instead. I am looking forward to getting into the quote-unquote Soulsborne games. So I'm hoping that I can get Elden Ring to work, but if I can't, then, you know, Dark Souls 3 will be a good replacement for that. I did play Outer Wilds, and it was kind of a very special experience to play Outer Wilds on stream. Mostly for how fucking stupid I looked when I kept ramming into things with my spaceship and dying completely needlessly. But the game has a DLC, and I've heard that it's quite, like, expansive. So I'm excited to check that out. That seems like it could be cool. Also, like I said, planning to do some more art streams. And then, of course, I am always open to suggestions. If you want to type something in chat or tweet at me or whatever, then I am open for suggestions. I make no promises about what I'm gonna play, so don't be disappointed if I end up not playing what you suggest. But I do very much like receiving suggestions, at least. So don't be shy about telling me what you want me to play. Speaking of that, I should just bring some links up on screen, I think. My Twitch link, if you don't if you don't have that, then I don't know how you got here. But I also have a Twitter account and a Reddit account. I'm not sure why this is even here anymore. I don't use this for anything useful. Well, I do post art there sometimes, so maybe it's still good that it's there. I also have a Furfinity account for my art, and I have a YouTube channel where I will upload all the VODs. I have been kind of sloppy with that lately, but this time I will. I will upload all the VODs. I promise. For all of my streams. And all of my accounts are Razorwire SC2. And then Punkt Person. Punkt Person is the only... That's my YouTube channel. It's the only one that sounds differently. This sounds different. The only one that has a different name. I mean... Yeah. So, I thought also, during this stream, that I should give some proper credit where credit is due. I've already mentioned a few things for people who have helped me, but I figured I should just do like a full list of credits for everyone who helped make this happen. The art and rigging for the model was made by me, like I said. I am not experienced when it comes to art, not that experienced when it comes to art, and I'm certainly not experienced when it comes to Live2D, so it was honestly kind of a daunting task to complete this, but I'm actually still can't really believe that I'm here now and that I got this far. It's kind of crazy. So sorry if this sounds narcissistic. I just kind of need to bask in the moment a little bit. I'm sorry. The emotes, like I said, designed by me and by RoryVT on Twitter. Still very much recommend you check out her content. She does some really great stuff in terms of art and streams. And she's also a fellow wolf, and us wolves have to stick together. The intro and outro screen that you saw in the beginning of the stream and we'll see at the end of it were made by Archivanture on Twitter. The background that you're looking at right now is made with a program called Stellarium, which is a free-to-download like astronomy program. It's usually made for like stargazing and for looking at constellations and stars and stuff like that, but I think it makes for some pretty backgrounds, so I'm probably going to be using it for a while. And what else? Yeah, the music. The music is actually provided by Lo-Fi Girl on YouTube. It is, if I have understood things correctly, it is like royalty free. You're allowed to use it, and as long as you credit them in the stream, which I'm doing here, so I'm hoping that will be okay. I'm saving the best for last. I also have a number of redeems now. You can earn channel points just by watching the channel and hanging out in chat, and you can redeem a number of rewards, and one of them is this. That feels so good. Yeah. Yeah, that feels really nice. So the head pad is created by at Sindri Tuna on Twitter. It is also free to use. A lot of streamers already use it, but I thought I should credit them anyway. So that's that. That is the introduction to this stream. It's really good to be back streaming. It's really good to be here again. This was very short. Like this was very quick. I thought it was gonna last longer, but I guess I am just very efficient that way. So for the rest of this stream, I was basically just planning to do some art. I said that I was going to do... Sorry, let's get the credits off the screen. I said that I was going to do an art stream very soon, and I didn't say how soon. So I just figured, since I'm back, I might as well just try to draw something. So I'm going to do that right now. I do think I need a new profile picture. My old one is a little outdated. So, whoops, sorry. My bad, my bad. There we go. Also, sorry, I just need to make sure I still have the chat on screen. There we go. There we go. Cool. Am I? No, I'm still alive. Good. Okay. So, I actually for real haven't planned out exactly what to draw here. I just thought like I'd draw a new profile picture for myself. So I don't know how far we'll make it today. Whoops. Not a good starting line. So always so nervous starting out a new drawing. I don't know why. It always makes me kind of worried, to be perfectly honest. But I have gotten a bit of practice. I did draw a lot when I worked on my model. I'm sure hearing someone else talk about how they made their VTuber model is about as interesting as watching paint dry, but like it was quite the experience. Like I wasn't sure I was ever gonna be able to do it until I'd done my test model. I did do like a test model. I did show that on stream for like just a few minutes, just to sort of show you what I was going for. But that model was very primitive compared to this one, and it looked a lot worse. Like I said, I'm aware that this one looks kind of scuffed too in some ways, but I think it came out way better than my first attempt. I mentioned this, I think, during my last art stream, and I think I mentioned it on Twitter as well, but when I was a kid, I learned how to hold a pen wrong. So, I'm actually holding my pen like in a weird way. That makes it kind of hard to draw some things I've noticed. So that's why I'm doing all these like... it's very difficult for me to do decisive, like long lines. I usually end up drawing these like chicken scratches, kind of. Which is something I've heard you're not supposed to do when drawing, but I do think that there is a... I think everyone has like a different way of drawing, you know? Everyone has like a different, not just style in terms of what their art looks like, but also just a different method. And I don't necessarily think all methods except for one are bad, you know? But I got that as art advice once. It's like, don't do the chicken scratches. You gotta like draw each line very decisively and that is something that's very difficult for me to do. Something else that's difficult for me to do is even though I've drawn myself like 100 times, I still have trouble with the shape of the muscle, like of the nose and the mouth. It ends up looking kind of like a horse, and then like a Moomin troll, and then I slim it down and I slim it down and I slim it down, and eventually it starts looking like a wolf. Kinda. Yeah, this is looking very horse-like right now. When I was preparing my background like music for this stream, I was initially gonna go with a different channel called Chill Hop Raccoon. Just because I've been listening a lot to that, mostly just because I think the raccoon mascot is very cute. But that music is apparently not royalty free. You have to like sign up and link your YouTube account to their page, which is something I have no problem with that. They can, it's their music, you know, but it was just easier to use this one. And also I'm not using YouTube for streaming, so I don't know how it works if you use Twitch. Are there, I'm thinking about something like, are there even like other options besides Twitch for streaming? I'm thinking about it now. Like, besides YouTube, I mean. There's YouTube and there's Twitch, and then it's like, I know Facebook had a streaming service a few years ago. I don't know what happened to that. Some esports fans were very angry when they started streaming on Facebook instead of on Twitch, like the tournaments and stuff. Because apparently the service wasn't working very well. Or maybe it was working and people were just mad because it was because it was Facebook. It's also possible. So, how is the shape now? It's starting to look a little better. I'm very much in the camp where not only do I hold my pen wrong, but I also just like... I also draw a lot on like trial and error. I just do stuff and then it doesn't look very good and then I adjust it until it looks better. I have a friend who always draws stuff in like real life art, I guess non-digital art, traditional art, with ink. Like not like advanced ink, not like with a quill or anything like that, but just in like a regular ink pen. Well, not all art, but some of it. And I very much prefer to use like a lead pencil or something like that, because then I can erase and redo, you know? And we got into kind of an argument about that. And she said like, well, you know, lead pencils are like for children. It's like for when you're 5 and you make a lot of mistakes. So I'm happy to announce that I'm on the 5-year-old stage of my art journey. Maybe once I am old enough to retire, I will have graduated being an adult when it comes to art. By the way, I know I say this every stream for those of you who have heard me before, but if the volumes are off, please let me know. I'm just gonna check real quick what the volume sounds like. Hold up 1 second. No, I think it sounds pretty good. I think it sounds all right. I just need to lower the volume now on my phone. Yeah. Something like that. There are a number of things I would like to draw. I've kind of put my art a little bit on the back burner now that I've been working on my model for so much time. For so much time. I've spent so much time working on my model that now I kind of put other drawings on the back burner. And now I kind of want to get back into it, you know? Whoops. Can you see this alert message? When ink drawing, adults draw wrong. Then scratch over the whole drawing in pure anger and throw in the trash. Much more mature. That's true. That's true. Welcome to the chat, T-Slug. Okay, I'm gonna lower that a little bit. Yeah. This is also like... I think there was a time when I would have considered like this to be cheating. You know, using all these tools in Photoshop. But I read some art advice that said basically like, you got all these tools, like just use them. Resize things, rotate things. Press Ctrl Z. Right, so I'm starting to think this looks good. Oops. I do think the entire this area is a little too big. So I might want to adjust that a little bit. Let me see. I'm going to quote-unquote cheat. And just do it like this. Speaking of StarCraft 2 that I talked about previously, there's actually a big StarCraft 2 tournament going on right now. I think I'm going to watch that a little bit later once I'm done with the stream. But one thing that makes me kind of disappointed is that they are, like a lot of things nowadays, they're now sponsored by some cryptocurrency scam stuff. Made me not want to watch it for a while. That makes me kind of sad. I really want the game to succeed, even though it's old. Speaking of games that are successful, it feels like Elden Ring has gotten like a lot of positive reviews. Like ridiculous amount of positive reviews. So it makes me very hyped to check it out. It's like, it feels like that is the game that's finally gonna make me buy a new graphics card, you know? I've been kind of on and off about doing that, mostly because they're so expensive, you know? Nowadays, they're very expensive. I'm just gonna save this so I don't lose my progress. Can you see the window? No, you cannot. Thank you. Good. Excellent. Let me see. So I don't want you to see all my file names. Wow, I look really tired. Sorry, let me open my eyes a little bit. There we go. It is saved. I may now resume blinking again. Yeah, it's a little annoying. There's a fucking thing that's poking me. So that my phone cable is poking my elbow. It's annoying. There we go. Can I just... Why did I erase this? Okay, I think Photoshop just froze on me. Yeah, I think it did. Why does this happen? Why is it like this? There we go. I don't have to erase all of those lines. Let me just clean up this part a little bit. I usually draw, when I draw it like this, I usually do 2 layers. Or not 2 layers, it's still the same layer but in Photoshop, but like I draw like 2 different layers of fluff to give it more dimension, give it more 3-dimensional feeling. So you got like, this is like the, the fur on the cheek, and an angle, and then there's like the back of the head. Can't make the back of the head look a little big though, so you gotta adjust the face accordingly. I think I can actually move everything in a little bit here. Let me see if that is doable. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Looks alright. I can also just use my own face as a reference. Like, I can just look at the camera and be like, does it look the same? Also, by the way, I'm not sure if I show you this. I didn't show you this. Hold up. Let me see if I can do it. I'm trying to pog. With mixed success. An attempt was made. Pogging has been attempted. Yeah. This is another thing that I struggle with, is like where to place this part of the nose. Like, try to make it feel like it's in the middle, but at an angle, you know? Oops. See, my phone is kind of in a bad place right now. It's bumping into my fingers. Feel it in my fingers. Feel it in my toes. So, what facial expression are we going for? Maybe something like a hopeful smile with hope for the future. Something like this. Looks like the angle is a little off though. Doesn't look quite right to me. Let me flip this around and look again. Blorp. It looks... Yeah, I'm not sure about this angle either. It feels like this should be up a little bit more. A little more curved, like... And then this should just go much more like this. Instead of being so far down, it should go more like... Mouth should probably be a little further down as well. It should start curving upwards a little earlier. Not sure if that actually is earlier, but... looks a little better, I think. So one thing that my old model could do, that this one can't yet, is the tail wag. My tail is my tail is resting at the moment. It'll do a tail wag later. I'll be able to activate that later. Just didn't have time to figure it out in time for this stream. But it is coming because it is a crucial component. Okay. It looks like there's still a bit of a perspective. My tail is on vacation. Exactly. Tail is on vacation. Oh, it's still here. It's still attached to me, but it's resting, you know? I used it too much around Christmas. Okay. I wonder how many horizontal flips I'm going to go through before I'm done with this thing. It's got to be quite a few. Quite a few. So, What I don't like right now is that it feels like there's a perspective issue where the actual shape of the muscle is one thing and then the mouth is doing something else. So I'm going to try to move the mouth out a little bit. Boom. Ba-boom. So, something like that, maybe? Yeah. Also think the tooth should be further forward. Should be more like here. What do you think? Does it look like the same teeth? Maybe not. Well, we can return to that area later. I do think it looks alright now. I think there are improvements to be made though, for sure. Yeah. Should probably add a short, like a command for just doing a horizontal flip. I'm sure there is one already, like a letter combination, key combination for it, but I haven't learned that. Right. Okay, I'm gonna go crazy if I keep fiddling with the perspective on the nose and the mouth. So let's just draw some fucking eyes. Whoops. My eraser is really large. Hold up. That is way too big. There we go. That's a little better. More reasonable sized eraser. Trying to figure out exactly how like the two eyes sort of interact with each other. Okay, that's too small instead. Let's go bigger than that. There we go. That's better. One of the things I figure out is like how the two eyes, like when you see them in a different angle, like how the two pupils, like to make them look like they're looking at the same thing. That looks alright, but there's something missing. Yeah. For a very long time when I was drawing like anthropomorphic animal characters, I would draw I would do sort of a perspective sheet, I guess, where this eye, the eye that's furthest away was like on this side of the bridge of the nose, you know? And a lot of people draw like that still, like deliberately, and make it look really good too. So it's not automatically a bad thing, but I don't do it anymore. At least most of the time. I'll try to move these eyes up a little bit. They look a little low on the face. Also, as you probably guessed from my art style, like realism is not very high. It's not a very high priority, so it's not like I mind sheeted perspectives, but I do feel like this is something that I can draw. I'm just adding, this is a line I'm going to remove later, it's sort of a guideline right now, just to help me figure out how this muscle is shaped. But I think that looks okay. maybe. I don't know. Some things that aren't quite right. This is more like the angle I'm going for with the face. Maybe I should just like simplify everything to like jagged edges. 90-degree angles only. So, do we think the eyes might be tilted a little too far backwards? Is that a thing here? Maybe. Also, I think maybe the entire nose section is a little too far forward. I'm gonna try to back it up a little bit. Just like that, yeah. Oh, maybe that's too much. Like that. Yeah, let's go with that. Hey, Rory! Welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. I talked about Rory earlier. She's the one who drew 2 of the emotes. I did an introduction of the emotes earlier on the stream. I'm sad you missed it. Your model looks amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's freaking out a little bit right now because I'm trying to read the chat, and I have the chat like too far to my left. So it's going a little crazy right now. I'm gonna try to position the chat a little closer to me. Hold up. See if there's a different place I can. It's difficult. Okay, never mind. We're gonna have to deal with that. Sorry about that. Welcome to the chat. I hope you're enjoying the stream. You did an amazing job on the emotes. I showed off earlier. I think I'm gonna tilt these eyes a little bit forward, if I can. Whoop. Wait, that looks weird. Let's not do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it less. There we go. Just wanted to wish you a good stream. I might need to lurk a bit. I understand. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a great... I was gonna say evening, but it's not quite evening for you yet, right? It's evening for me, but it's more like midday, early afternoon for you. See, this is starting to look a little better now. It's always like this. I just gotta trial and error for a bit, and eventually it starts looking a little better. Like, I don't think I will ever be a very precise artist. I think I always have to try some stuff out before I can get satisfied with the results. Wait, no, I don't want to erase that entirely. I just want to erase the edges of it. There we go. Usually when I add the glasses, I do that in a in a separate layer. Just because it's so fiddly to try to erase stuff from them without hitting the stuff behind, you know? Sometimes I just do like one sketch layer for everything, and sometimes I do like one separate layer for the glasses. I keep adjusting this eye. I just don't want the eyes to be too close to each other. It looks weird. But I think this looks alright. It looks alright. I decide. Executive decision. It looks alright. So the eyes, the lines around the eyes, like almost contributed to making this look like wrinkles or crow's feet or something like that. Made me look really old. Not that that is far from the truth, but it's not the intent this time. I want to draw myself feeling young and energized. This is the part that always is difficult to get right. Like when I add the irises, that is what they're called, right? The colored part of the eye. I think that's what they're called. It always looks like the character is like staring a lot more, you know? Difficult to get it right, I think. Maybe I shouldn't add any outlines for them. Maybe I just do the color later. Yeah, I think let's do that. I briefly contemplated just going for a just completely colorless eyes, just like these having big pupils for my model right now. Maybe I should just make the pupils larger on this thing. It looks weird when they're so small. Making liberal use of the lasso tool. Very liberal. I have no inhibitions whatsoever with this thing. There we go. Yes. Wait, there was something saying blop. Oh, I've got... Sorry, hold up a second. I've got... Origin is running in the background. I'm going to turn that off. Origin as in the EA game service. I wonder if I want the head fluff to look a little more connected to this thing. When it comes to games I'm planning to stream, I'm not even sure if I mentioned that, but I was planning to stream like some Total War games. Maybe Shogun 2, maybe Warhammer 3, which just came out. But I don't know if those games either are like good streaming material. I think they can be, you know? I have this overall desire that I want to do like long games, you know, and have the viewers follow from episode to episode, but it can be a hard ask, I guess. You know? Not everyone has the time to sit through that. If you come in there sometime in the middle, it can feel kind of like I don't know, it can feel kind of like you're missing context, and it's difficult to get invested, especially if it's like story-driven stuff. Total War is not very story-driven for the most part. I've heard that. Wait, what is going on here? Ah, the opacity is low. Hold up. Somehow, the opacity got really low there, right? Okay, hold up. Let's see what happens if I should be able to do that, right? Okay, seems to be working now. Yeah, but I did want to do more like play more story-driven games that are a little more niche, just to sort of show people some old games that they might have missed or some cool experiences they might not have had. Sort of more traditional Let's Play stuff, if that makes sense. Thinking of playing through the entirety of like all the Homeworld games in preparation for Homeworld 3, which is coming out, I think sometime this year. Yeah, I think it's this year. This is looking pretty okay, I think. Maybe the frames for the glasses are a little heavy. Let me just get rid of those. Okay, time for another flip. I have lost count at this point. There we go. I mean, it looks alright. I might want to move like both of the eyes back a little bit, along with the glasses, like everything, the whole package. All of this stuff. Like this. Yeah, maybe. Where was I? There. Okay, let's move it back just a few notches. There we go. I think it's a little better like that. Oh god. Why does this always happen? Lasso tool is a fickle beast. Hell hath no fury like a lasso tool scorned. This is not looking too awful right now. It's looking pretty good, I would say. The thickness of the neck is another issue I have when drawing myself. Like if you do very stylized sort of cartoony characters, I guess you can just do like really, really, really thin necks, you know, like this. Okay, I got an idea. New redesign. What do you think of this? Gotta add a tail too. There we go. It's done, right? That's pretty much finished, isn't it? But yeah, like I mentioned before, Homeworld 3 is one of those games that are coming out this year that I'm very, very hyped for. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be good, but I really, really, really hope it is. Like, Like, I really hope that we get a new sort of boost in popularity for the real-time strategy genre. And right now, Age of Empires 4 came out a few months ago. It's doing okay, but I do think it is losing some steam in terms of players on Steam. I wonder if it can do... Hold up a second, I'm going to try something. Can I get a... Yeah? I'm just doing like this. Okay, hold up. I'm just rearranging some windows here so I can look at the chat. Right now I'm looking at my phone to see the chat, and it's kind of annoying because every time I look away, it looks like this. What? Looks kind of silly. So I'm just putting the chat in like a little pop out next to Photoshop. So that should be better, right? Whoops. I have a lot of windows open right now. I know, you know, one thing that I will never understand. I think it feels really good when I'm done with something, whatever it may be, a project, something. Like, whenever I'm done with it, it makes me feel really good to just close all of the windows that are associated with it. If I was doing something on a browser, like looking up information for a project or looking up how to do something, a tutorial or something like that, then it usually feels really good to close all of the tabs. Everything that is associated with that thing. And some people have like, by standard, when they open their browser, they have like 50 tabs open. That is insane to me. I do not understand how that makes sense. I'm not actually angry about it. I just wanted to show off my angry face for once. Now you will get to see my angry eyes. Ah! Let me see. Let me see how we partition up. I think the upper body can end somewhere here. A little something like that. Let me just try to... I'm literally using my fingers on the screen to try to space this out now. Make the upper body a little bigger, I think. And not to forget, I am a little bit of a chunk. So let's draw that in. Here we go. Okay, that's maybe maybe a little too generous with the belly game here. Okay, it's looking all right, I think. Just gotta mind those curves. One thing that I realized, by the way, is I think I have literally never drawn me... I've drawn myself in a hoodie about like 1,000,000 times. I don't think I've ever drawn myself with the hood actually on. That could be something to add to the model as well, you know? If I had a button to just flip the hoodie up. That would be cool, wouldn't it? I've seen some VTubers who have that on their model, and it's... but it's not super common. Speaking of VTubers, by the way, I have this debut that I'm doing right now was very much squeezed in between a lot of really important events. There is a new group of Nijisanji VTubers. Nijisanji English has a new generation debuting later today. Connor, aka CDogVA, is debuting his VTuber model later today. Kisuna Ai, who is like one of the very first VTubers, had her like goodbye stream today, like a little bit before my stream started, just a few hours before. So it's like I really I'm not sure if I got very unlucky or very lucky with the scheduling. In that I don't think it collides with a lot of stuff, but there is a lot of really important stuff that is happening like right before and after. Am I like holding a cup of hot chocolate or something? That is something I've drawn myself in that pose before because I just like it so much, so I might just go for it again. Okay, let me just I'm just checking with my arms here in real life, just how would I hold this thing? I think this is okay. Maybe bring the arm forward a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Oh no. I'd made myself thirsty for hot chocolate for real. I'm satisfying myself with some pear-shaped lemonade. Pear-shaped. Pear-flavored. It's not pear-shaped. Pear-flavored. Though I have to ask, like, in Sweden, we have the term saft. Saft is like, it's like lemonade, but it doesn't, the name doesn't have anything to do with lemons, right? But lemonade specifically sounds like it's about lemons. So can you say lemonade about things that don't have lemon in them? Can you say pear lemonade? Is that a thing you can do? I genuinely, I'm asking because I genuinely don't know. Like, I don't know the English word lemonade, what the rules are. That makes sense. Blup, 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 blup. So, this is a very small cup. It's highly unrealistic. I would not drink such a small cup of hot chocolate. I think I'm gonna make myself, like later after the stream, I'm gonna make myself a cup of hot chocolate. Whoops. Why draw something in one line when you can draw it in 50? So thumbs go on the inside and the rest of the fingers go on the outside. Something like this. This is very much, when it comes to drawing hands or paws, I guess in this case, it's very much like trial and error. Okay, I'm getting a little carried away here. Probably slow down a bit. I was talking earlier about Age of Empires 4 and how it seems to be losing steam in number of players. And I saw online, someone suggested that it could be because it's not very good at catering to casual players. And right now, what it offers is basically only like competitive play, and then there are campaigns, and then playing regular matches against AI. I think there could be something to that. It could need like a co-op mode like StarCraft 2 has. StarCraft 2 has this really, really popular co-op mode that I've barely played. I haven't played it in years. And even when it was like new, I played it only a little bit. But it's so popular that like you will frequently see people posting about it, and I have no idea what they're talking about. They're talking about like characters and abilities and strategies, and it's like, what is this? Is this the same game? But it is. It's kind of like how One of the kind of a surreal experience I had was when I was reading a gaming magazine, like an actual magazine, an actual written magazine, printed and everything, on paper, on real paper. And that was not the surreal part. The surreal part was that they had a review of Fortnite. And Fortnite, when it came out, the Battle Royale mode was an extra. Like, it was like an extra mode. It was like it wasn't the main mode. I can't even remember what the main mode was, what the purpose of the game was. Like, the initial pitch for the game was not a Battle Royale game. It just got that way because it turned out to be the most popular mode by far. So I was reading this gaming magazine where they reviewed the game. They were reviewing Fortnite, and they mentioned the Battle Royale mode like as a side note. They had that as like a and this is also in the game. There's also a Battle Royale mode. What do you know? So strange. Such a surreal thing. That's kind of like how outdated written media can be sometimes, like through no fault of their own, you know. They reviewed the game as it was when they got it, and then the review was kind of like delayed because they had like I think this gaming magazine had like it wasn't even released monthly, you know. It was released like once every 2 months. I want to call it bi-monthly, but I think if you say bi-monthly, you mean that it was released twice every month. That's not what happened. Okay, so I'm not sure if I should draw, like, I want to draw the claws here as well, but I'm not sure if I can fit them in the image. Okay, I guess the fingers are just sort of overlapping each other a little bit at this point. Something like that. That doesn't look too bad, I think. Might need to flip it again. I just kind of like this pose. I've drawn the character in like this before, but I kind of like it. It looks kind of dreamy and hopeful. We all want to feel like that sometimes, right? I think this is looking alright. Could be worse. It doesn't give you eye strain by looking at it, I think. And this is when I flip it over and it just looks like a Lovecraftian monstrosity. No, it still looks okay. That's like the greatest reassurance. Thank you, T-Slug. It's like the greatest reassurance when you flip it over and it still looks okay. That's when you know you've done something right. It looks like a happy wolf. That's good, because that is what it is, or what's supposed to be. I do think one thing I want to develop a little bit with my art, though, is like I want to be able to draw more dynamic poses. Most of the poses I draw are like, oops, sorry. One? The hell? I don't want to draw with one. Okay, let's look what 1% opacity looks like. It doesn't look like anything. 100. There we go. Yeah, but what I was saying is that one thing I do want to be able to improve about my art is I want to be able to draw more dynamic poses. Most of the stuff I draw right now are characters standing or sitting. Walking I can kind of do, but it doesn't usually look very good. Running, it's hard. doesn't always end up looking good. So I do want to be able to draw more like dynamic stuff. Running is hard, you know? Not just in real life, but like drawing characters running is hard. It's one of those things that I struggle with. I have done this thing where I sometimes take pictures of myself doing something to use as a reference. So I've done... there was one piece of art I did earlier this fall where I drew myself in like Corvo's outfit from Dishonored. It was sort of to promote my Dishonored streams, but I ended up not using it that much because I wasn't super happy about the final result. But I was like trying to do this pose where I was like sitting down. I'm gonna try to show you what I mean. I was like half crouched on like one knee like this, and I had like a sword at the ready, and the other hand was like this, like outstretched and ready to grab something. And I ended up like taking pictures of myself sitting down on my bed just so I could get a reference for what it looked like. So whenever I go through my camera roll, like on my phone or my... I can't remember. I think it was on my phone. Yeah, it was on my phone. Whenever I go through my camera roll on my phone, it's like, oh, what the hell was this? It's just a bunch of pictures of me sitting down. Sort of half crouching. I remember way back when, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, I was trying to draw a picture of a leopard that was reading a book. He was reading a book, and he had the book. I can show you that pose as well. He was like sitting down like this, like, what's it called? In Swedish we call it skräddarställning. We call it skräddarställning, or I think it's called like crisscross applesauce or something like that in English. It makes no sense, but okay. And there was like the book was like in his lap, like this, and he was like reading it, and I had to I was drawing it, and this was not digital. This was actually a hold up a second. This was a traditional art, so I had to draw and erase and draw and erase and draw and erase until the paper was completely mangled. And I ended up using myself as reference eventually, and then I got it right, like on the first try. That's a luxury you have when you draw bipeds that I never thought of. When I draw horses, I can't exactly photograph myself for reference. True. Unless you happen to look like a horse very much. There are some people I know that are quite horse-like. So maybe you could ask someone who looks more like a horse to model for you. Also, the shirt looks a little off. It should probably go down a little bit more. You know too few horses, yeah. I think that's a problem a lot of people have, honestly. They don't know enough horses. This line should probably be a little further in. Like this. Yeah! Yeah! I like the way this looks. I don't think I'm going to be able to quite finish this. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish this stream. I probably will be able to I'll probably color it like another stream. Some other time. So I was planning to stream for maybe half an hour more. Okay. Right, so this looks weird. This looks like the character sort of like he's pinching his legs together. I'm gonna take this line. This is very much one of those Photoshop sheets. 1 second. No. You can't see the menus, I think, so that's why this probably looks like I'm doing nothing, but I'm just trying to fiddle around for the right menus. There we go. It's gotta make the hips look a little wider. Move the legs out a little bit from each other. That should probably still attach to the same place, so let's rotate it as well. And then do it like that. Looks a long, kind of. Starting point. We'll get there. This background music is actually making me kind of... It's feeling a little sad right now. It's... Didn't think Lo-Fi Girl was gonna bring the melancholy tonight. But, you know, maybe it's appropriate. I wonder how wide I can get away with making my right leg. Can I get away with making it this wide? Maybe. Maybe I'm meddling. You can't see this error right now, I think. But Photoshop is giving me an error that says it was impossible to push the selected area because a program error occurred. What do you mean by that? It's not a program error. I just don't have a layer selected. Goddamn. This software, guys. But yeah, what you said before, Tisla, you're absolutely not wrong that it is an advantage to drawing bipeds that you can use yourself for reference. I still think you can do it for quadrupeds as well. It's just harder. You have to sort of get up on your... You have to like get on your hands and knees and then sort of still kind of do weird stuff to get it to look properly. Have you guys seen the video of the girl who pretends to be a horse? And I'm not just talking of like wearing a horse fursuit or anything like that. I'm talking about like a girl who's jumping like in a... She's like running on all fours and jumping over obstacles like she's a horse. And she's really good at it too. It's kind of crazy. One of those things you can do if you set your mind to it, I suppose. Okay, so I think like the tail should attach to the body somewhere around here. And then like it comes out behind the legs like this. Did I make it too big? I remember seeing ages. I think I've started like half my sentences with I remember. I do remember, however, seeing like this drawing long time ago of this. I think it was like a border collie, anthropomorphic border collie, and it had like a tail that was like as big as the rest of the character, just like fluffing up behind it. It looked amazingly huggable. A little too huggable. Something like this. So I'm just kind of increasing the outlines of the tail here. Because I feel like you won't be able to see it otherwise. This feels like it connects too far down, right? The idea is that it starts here, and then it sort of curves downwards a little bit, and then you see it, like it comes into view, but it looks like it connects to the body too low. So I might just do this. I might just like push it in a little bit in general, like this. Yeah, a little better, and then we just cut this part. Bonk. Still looks too low, right? It still looks like it's coming in too low. Like it should connect here somewhere. I'm gonna move the tail up a little bit. I'm not gonna move it in anymore, but I'm gonna move it up a little bit. This is like surprisingly difficult. Like you'd feel like the tail would be the easiest part. It's just a bunch of fluff behind the guy. But it's weirdly difficult sometimes. Right, so this is starting to take shape. I'm starting to like what this looks like. Sorry. Like I'm not particularly tired. I have been pretty well rested today, but I have been so nervous for the stream. Like I've been so like jittery about it. You want to know something awkward? Earlier today, I was really nervous and I started getting stressed out, and I started thinking about something else that made me angry, and then I without really realizing what I was doing, I bit myself on the arm. I just took a big ass like chomp on my arm. And then I was like, wait, what am I doing? What the hell am I actually doing? Doing a little ear fluff right now, that's what I'm doing. Like I didn't bite myself hard enough to actually, like it didn't leave a mark or anything. It was harmless, but stupid. There was this movie I saw. Many years ago. It was about vampires. Where the vampires could, like, they needed human blood. Of course. Maybe you need chewing gum. That's true. I do have chewing gum. I just didn't have it accessible at the time. That's 100% true, though. I do need chewing gum. I saw this movie, and I think you saw it too, T-Slug, where there were vampires, and the vampires needed human blood. They could survive off of animal blood, but they didn't like it as much. And then they could also feed on themselves in, like, an emergency, but that led to them sort of deteriorating and becoming more like feral vampires. Like, they became more like, instead of vampires that looked like people, they became like monster vampires, you know? Maybe that's what will happen to me if I bite my arm too much. I will revert back to my feral state and move back into the wilderness of northern Sweden and hunt for reindeer. Wait, I'm drawing all of this with 90% opacity. Fuck. It's okay, it's okay, it's fine. I didn't even notice until now. Like, Photoshop does have some annoying quirks. Like, it has some button combinations, hotkeys that I wish I could just turn the fuck off, but I haven't found a way to do that with these ones. Hold on, I'm just gonna change something. Give me a second. I can actually just... Why is this not possible to do? I'm trying to remove the... There we go. Had to find the right button. But if you hunt reindeer, you're biting something that isn't you and become civilized again. Sounds like a stable loop. That could be like the final twist of like the story, right? It's like a story that like repeats itself. Is like a loop kind of thing. And I lose my memory every time, and I sort of like wake up on the mountain, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how I got here. And then the final twist is that it's already happened like 10 times before. I'm gonna move my... eyebrow down a little bit. Hold up. There we go. Maybe down a little bit more. There we go. Cool. Cool. This is starting to take shape. It's starting to look good, I think. Unlike before, where it looked bad. No. It's kind of difficult because I want to give these lines more definition, but at the same time I don't want them to look too clear because they're sort of supposed to be in the background and a little fuzzy, you know? It's kind of difficult. That is another thing I would like to develop as an artist, like getting better at drawing fur. Because right now I usually just draw like a bunch of spikes and sort of make them look soft enough to suggest that it's hair. And that's not inherently wrong, but I would like to make it look like really soft and fluffy. But it's difficult if you just draw like individual strands of hair, and I've tried doing that before in like transitional areas on the character between different colors. And it doesn't look good at all. It looks really bad. For me. I mean, I'm not saying it looks bad when everyone does it. When I do it, it doesn't look good. I'm gonna increase my body mass. There we go. Yesterday, I ate a really fancy burger that increased my body mass. I'm still thinking about it. I always feel like I have this thing sometimes when I come into a fancy restaurant or some other context where people are fancier than me, that it makes me feel like a peasant. I've had that feeling when I traveled, had a first-class ticket for going on a train. Had that same feeling. I was like hyped for it. I was like, yeah, going on a train with a first-class ticket, that's gonna be cool. But all that happens is that you come into the train car and there are a bunch of people who are dressed better than you that look at you like you don't belong there. And then you have slightly emphasis on slightly more comfortable seating, and you get like free cupcakes, and that's it. The cupcakes aren't even that good. So going first class on a train, not worth it. They should just make everyone's seats a little more comfortable. Another thing that's difficult is the whiskers, because I don't want to... Those are definitely... Whoops. Those are definitely the kind of things I don't want to... Like, I don't want to draw them too clearly, because they're not supposed to look sharp. They're supposed to be very, like, almost translucent, you know? And of course, whiskers, in reality, there are many more of them than this, so this is more like a suggestion that there are whiskers there. Kind of difficult to get right. One thing I do want to add, though, some pockets. Hold up. I have to look at my actual pants to see what the pockets look like. Am I wearing a belt? I think I might be wearing a belt, but I don't think you can see it because that much because of the hoodie is in the way. Maybe you can see it pop forward a little bit here. Go. Okay, I gotta make the pockets a little bigger. These are some big ass cargo pants or something. More pocket per pocket. Yeah. This is the sort of stomach pocket on the hoodie. True story, I once had an entire rabbit in my stomach pocket on my hoodie. It wasn't even for eating. It was just for cuddling. And I guess temporary safekeeping? This is looking pretty good, I think. I might just change. The upper body might be a little long. Look at that. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe, yeah. Maybe the upper body proportions are. Maybe I should just like. Wait, no, not like that. I should grab this entire part, like this. Move it up a smidgen. A little like that. And we just grab the entire thing. And just move it down. And then I'm just going to erase the extra lines. I had like a period of time a few years ago when I got kind of obsessed with trying to draw my characters in a more realistic proportions. So I ended up drawing a lot of really, really tall looking characters. And I had like this system where I would measure out the proportions of the character based on the proportions of the head. So I would draw the head first, and then I would proportion everything else accordingly. But even when I was using like a paper with lines, so I could see exactly how tall everything was, it still didn't. It just still didn't. I still couldn't get it right. Proportions were still always wrong. And the characters ended up looking really, really, really tall. I would draw characters that would look like, you know, like this. Okay. Not quite. I'm exaggerating here. They didn't actually look like this. But it is a funny mental image. Ah. Tall. It's better to isolate those fancy and judging people. How else are we supposed to travel in peace? I guess that's true, but it would be satisfying to see the fancy people travel with the peasants and be forced to travel with the peasants. But I do suppose you have a point. Okay. This is starting to look... I keep saying this is starting to look good. Now, it looks good. I'm enjoying the process of drawing this thing. Sounds harsh to the peasants. I mean, like, if there's a disaster, you can always just eat the fancy people first, right? There's a lot of cannibal talk on the stream, I've noticed. Though, like, I am a wolf, so I'm not even sure if the rules of cannibalism apply here. If I eat a person, like a human being, is that cannibalism? Or is it more like, you know, just a food chain doing its thing? But you should not eat wolves. Right. Exactly. I'm not sure if this is true, but I think, like, carnivores actually taste worse, too, than herbivores. But I don't know if that's true. The hem of the shirt should probably look a little thicker. So what if I just draw a little extra line on here to make it look like it has some depth to it? Or not depth, just width. Width. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Width. Is what I'm trying to say. I mean, I already did try to eat myself earlier today. And I think I tasted okay. So maybe it's just a myth that carnivores can't taste good. Okay. I think this might be a good time to end the stream. Not quite yet. But I do think it should be a good time to sort of end this drawing. I will end you. Ha ha. Okay, never mind. I don't even know what I was trying to do there. It's sometimes when you have a canvas and you can show people things, it starts feeling like the power goes to my head. It's like it becomes increasingly tempting to just draw extremely silly things. Like, let's draw a horse real quick, just to get some horse practice in. This is an extremely realistic horse. So T-Slug, you can use this as a reference. And next time you need to draw a horse. Unlimited power. Unlimited power to draw horses. And there's like a mane. And do horses have whiskers? They don't have whiskers, right? But they do have like a little extra hair around their nose. To like that like sticks out like this. Hairs around the muzzle. Exactly. Just at random. Yeah, okay, so we have some here and here and here. Just like this. And this horse is very content right now. It's a very happy horse. because he has random hairs in random places. Really chaotically unshaven horse. That's really bad. Okay. I gotta draw another horse now. I got an idea for another horse. I'm sorry. I apologize for this sudden. Also, I changed the settings, so now I can draw things a little. Like I changed the. There's a setting in Photoshop. I'm not sure what this is called, but I changed it so it doesn't even out my lines as much anymore. It makes it easy to write things like nerd or no. But horse, new horse. We're seeing this horse from the front. That's why this is the body. You have to shape. This is what you do in art. You streamline everything into geometric shapes. So this is a sort of an oval shape for the body. And then we have the legs here. And then the beard. The horse beard. As in Santa horse. Yeah! We're getting there. You can actually give it a little Santa hat, but it's not big enough to fit on the head. So it fits on the ear instead. Like this. Yeah. I remember when I was young, and my dad was gonna draw a dinosaur. It should have two. You're right, it should have two. Looks like the court jester. This is the court jester Santa Claus horse. Yeah, I remember when I was young and my dad was trying to draw a dinosaur, and he sort of forgot that dinosaurs have like really big tails. So he drew the dinosaur from behind, looking something like this. We have like the dinosaur here, the head of it. This is drawn very simply, of course, and then sort of the body here. And then my dad drew the dinosaur with a big ass butt like this. Wait, I need to show you the butt, the dinosaur butt. But something like this. We had a long argument about this. He was adamant that of course dinosaurs have a butt, and I was like, well, there's a tail here. You know, it doesn't actually look like this. There's a big thick tail that sort of rounds this out, so it looks more like this. But no. He had to have the buttocks in there on the dinosaur. The dinosaur ass had to be in full view. Okay. So we ended up making some Lovecraftian abominations after all. I didn't even realize. Look at the line of sight here. Look at the line of sight. This is perfect. Yeah, I agree. It is unsettling. Please get better. I didn't even realize. That's perfect. This is excellent. Okay. I should probably change the settings back so I don't get confused when I try to continue. I'm going to color this thing. This is the line art is almost done. I'm going to fill in some lines to make them thicker, and then I'm going to color it. That can be next art stream. Maybe not the coming week, but maybe the week after that. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me just do some things. We gotta. Oh, look, it's daytime. Let's fast forward to nighttime. It's more interesting to look at. We just hoops. Okay. Hold up 1 second. Okay, you know what? Let's just let it keep going like this. We can leave it like this. Wait, I can slow it down now. There we go. Okay, that's better. Sorry, I'm still kind of this thing is still doing some weird stuff. Well, some scuff is to be expected on the first stream. But there's something I want to do, something I want to try before I go. I'm just going to check if this works. I have not only unlimited power to draw stuff, I also have unlimited power to give myself head pats. So I'm going to see if this works. No. No, it's not working. I don't know why. I don't know why these are not working. What the hell? Maybe I have to like refresh. Hold up. Let me look at it in the browser instead. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Oh, it doesn't even show up? Okay, it shows up in the chat. I get it. Either way, I decided to reward myself with some head pats. Okay, so here we go. Oh, that's excellent. Yes, please. Okay. But, you know, guys, that was about it for my first stream. It's honestly really good to be back. There were some things in the stream that could have gone better, some things that I didn't sort of calibrate properly about the model, and some things that I didn't calibrate properly, I think, about the sound, some scuff when switching from windows and stuff like that. But overall though, I'm very happy with it, and it's really good to be back. I hope you enjoyed the stream as well. Next stream is tomorrow, same time. It's going to be some Apex Legends. Hopefully, unless I get really massive technical issues, which it should be fine. It should be fine. Fingers crossed. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great time. I hope to see you tomorrow, same time. And then Monday after that. Right? Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.